Hi, I'm Alexa. Welcome to my apartment, and I'm here to talk about all things finance and productivity. Today, I'll be going over how I set up my budget for 2025. So, if that sounds interesting to you, just keep watching. This is the platform that I use to budget all of my finances. So, I have every account in here. I have my corporate 401k, I have my savings accounts, both of my checking accounts, and then I also have my investment account all linked. So it does show my net worth. It shows all of my overall spending from all of my credit cards. I also linked my HSA account. So there's a lot of information going on this dashboard, but this is called Monarch Money, and I heard about it on a finance podcast. And if you want to get a month for free and try it out for yourself, it does cost $100 a year, which I happily pay because I was using a Google spreadsheet, but honestly, this does everything I need it to do and a lot better because it does it automatically. So I was really good about putting in all of my expenses after they had happened, but I wasn't able to see what was happening very easily because I use 3 different credit cards, and then I also have a checking account, and then there's Venmo. So there was just a lot going on, and I didn't have access to all of it, and I wasn't updating my budget sheet every single day. So I feel like it wasn't really good at helping me make a decision on should I make this purchase, can I make this purchase on the spot. And I would just think, well, I haven't really spent that much money, but then all of a sudden I didn't have any money left for like savings. So that is why I used this. I wanted to give just a little bit of context. I have a full-time job aside from YouTube. I think it'd be really sad if YouTube was my full-time job. I have 3 subscribers right now, which I don't know who you guys are, but thank you. I'm happy that you're here. Please let me know in the comments if you're one of them. I would love to say hi and interact with you. Doing YouTube for fun. I have a TikTok account where I post shorter content related to finance and productivity and cleaning. And then I have another TikTok account where I document restaurants, bars, just kind of activities that I do around Kansas City and Houston because I'm from Houston, so I visit a lot, and then I live in Kansas City, and I always look on the internet and social media for things to do and places to visit, and I love when there's videos, so I thought, well, I could do that for other people, so now I've been documenting where I'm going. I do have a part-time job at a restaurant, so I do a lot overall, so that's where all of my money is coming from. I don't make any money from social media right now. This is literally just for fun, just as a hobby and to try to build a long-term side hustle. But anyways, with all of that said, I wanted to talk about how I set up my budget for 2025. So I guess to be a little bit more clear on how I set up my budget, I did do a full end of year review, which it's a little crazy if you see it here right now. It's not meant to be aesthetically pleasing. It is literally a brain dump on an Excel sheet, well, on a Google sheet. So I have an income review tab, and then I had my needs recurring average. So I basically just wanted to see how much I was spending on gas and groceries because I have to buy those things, but I don't have to spend so much on those things. I mean, gas is a little bit, as you can see, it kind of stabilized. In the higher months, I was probably driving a lot and doing some travel. And then other things, everything averages. I literally put every budget line I had in my spreadsheet that I was doing manually, and I put it in here, and then I did an average of all of those expenses. So this was a lot of work. This took me the entire week I had off for Christmas break. My facility, I'm very fortunate to work there, I feel like, because we get a full week off for Christmas, and not a lot of people get that. And so anyways, I had a lot of time to go over my finances, so that's exactly what I did. And I do have all of that kind of documented in here. Again, this is not aesthetic. This was copy and pasted from my Google sheet that I made that I have on Etsy, which no one has ever bought that budget sheet, but I put it on Etsy. I tried it. I might do another one if anyone's asking for it, and my Etsy page is called Casey Girl Finance. I've tried a lot of side hustles, and I try a lot of different things, and I try to get good at a lot of different things. My budget sheet, it's not great, but it did what I needed it to do at the time, but Monarch Money just does it a lot better. So anyways, I have all of that information kind of in here, and then with that, I found averages for everything. And this was a lot to take in, to be completely honest. Like, this was a lot to do, this was a lot to think about, and then it was a lot to output. And then just to see it a little bit easier, I put it in a pie chart. So I looked at this pie chart and I thought, am I happy with the percentages that these items are taking up in my budget? And I'm pretty happy with like the order of categories that I have. So like it makes sense that it would be housing and then my car and then like eating out and groceries, that kind of thing. But what I didn't like was that miscellaneous was so high up on the list. I thought, what are these miscellaneous things? So now I'm trying to start to build a fun money account in my savings and then kind of figure that out. But anyways, I took a look at this and then I thought, what can I change? And so what I came up with is I listed out all of my miscellaneous large expenses. One of my solutions was to create that sinking fund for fun things so that I don't have to feel bad for spending the money that I'm obviously spending, which is like I went shopping, or I went shopping on my birthday, I think in March. Yep, clothes shopping. I went to a Billie Eilish concert, obviously another thing. And then I thought, okay, well, I don't need to spend as much on groceries. So I just need to change where I go grocery shopping, because I really, like this month I've been really trying to keep it lower, and I managed to only spend like $48 on groceries this week, which is the third week of January. And so it makes me think like I really can do this. I just have to be intentional about it. So anyways, without looking at all of that information, I wouldn't have really known that. And so I did that. I did my everything averages, and then I thought about what big things I have coming up for savings. So I have some weddings this year that I get to go to, and so I need to save up money for that. I save up money to go home for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and then I have 2 different trips planned with friends that I want to go on, and then I have a family trip in 2026 to Spain that I'm saving up for. So that's a lot to save up for, and if I wanted to save up for everything, I think I'd have to save $1,000 a month, and right now I'm saving $600 a month. And so really my biggest goal this year is to save money for those sinking funds. I think I have a good plan for my debt, which I have $5,000 left, and I explained in the video before this why I'm not paying that off and like why that's not a priority anymore. I'm doing pretty good with my investments. I'm maxing out my Roth IRA, which maybe next year I'll focus more on beefing up a separate like taxable brokerage account for investing, but for now I'm just kind of baselining at maxing out the Roth IRA, max out my 401k. My bigger priorities this year are to save for the vacations, and next year I probably won't travel as much. I might only take like 1 or 2 trips because of this, but I love to travel and I care about that and I want to go on these trips, so I'm saving money for it. That is how I got to what this Monarch budget is. So when I go into my budget, starting with my paychecks, I expect $4,887 for my full-time job. I expect at least $60 in interest from my savings account. I have a high yield savings account, and so I make money on having money in there. And I work part-time at a restaurant. Like I said, this number was $200 at the beginning of the month, but there was a blizzard in Kansas City and they canceled the classes that week and I was scheduled to work. So this went down to only $100. I get paid $100 every time I do a class, so I usually do 2. And so that number is usually $200, but this month I'm expecting to make about $5,000. And then I budget $600 for my Roth IRA. Really, the max is $7,000, so I should be spending $583, but I didn't start investing in a Roth until June of last year, so I'm still sending $600 to my investment platform. I use Charles Schwab, and so I'm using the $17 a month to contribute to 2024 until April, because you can contribute to the year before until taxes are due, which is in April. And I like to give $75 to charity. I usually split this up between 1 to 2 places. Usually it just kind of depends how I'm feeling that month. And then gifts, usually this is at $50 because I like to buy people's food and things, but it's $0 this month because of Christmas. So I was like, I've been generous enough, I need to build up my savings. Then gas, I budget $130. I commute 30 minutes every day to and from work, so it's an hour of driving every single day. And so that does rack up some mileage on my car, and that does cost a bit in gas. And then parking and tolls, sometimes I'll go downtown and I need to park there, and that costs like $2 for every 2 hours, so that's why that's in there. And then if I go out at all with friends or my boyfriend, then sometimes we pay for Ubers. For my rent, this is everything excluding Wi-Fi and electricity. So it's my water, my trash fee. So I budget $15.40 for that. They have a really nice gym, so I don't have a gym membership right now. And then for my gas and electric, the most expensive bill I've ever had to pay, just me by myself living in my apartment, is $100. So that's just what I budget for, knowing that I won't actually hit that most months. And if I save money, great. It kind of gives me some buffer if I go over somewhere else. So like this month, I only spent $50 on energy. And then for my internet and cable, it's always $72. Online subscriptions, we can kind of go into this, but I pay for Spotify, Amazon Prime, I use a student discount, and then I pay for storage on my iCloud, so that's just 99 cents a month. So that's where that is where the online subscription line comes from. And then for food and dining, I'm really trying to get this number down. My groceries on average from my tab before, if anyone was paying attention, was like $417 a month, and I'm trying to be better and only spend $350. But I love to buy healthy things, and produce is expensive sometimes, especially meat. Restaurants and bars, I have this at 70, and usually I don't hit this, but I had a friend visit last week, so we went out a lot more, and so that's a little bit higher already than I would like for this mid-month. Coffee shops, that $23 that I've spent right now, that is on 3 coffees for me, my friend, and her husband. I have this huge list of coffee shops that I try, and then now I have an Instagram account and a TikTok account where I kind of record coffee shops, so that's more of a creative outlet and hobby for me. Travel and vacations, I have a trip with my boyfriend's family to Cabo, and I wanted to buy a 3rd bathing suit because I only have 2, and then also get a cover up and then some linen clothes and some shoes. So I budgeted $200 for that. Entertainment and recreation, this is if I want to go to the zoo or the aquarium or just do a random attraction or activity that costs money, I put that in there. And then for pets, this $25 is usually just for food or treats or little poop bags. Okay, so miscellaneous, I have this budgeted, so like as you can see on the other categories, these are individually budgeted, but on the miscellaneous tab, it's just all into one, because I don't really care what I spend on shopping, personal clothing, electronics, household products, or furniture really. But what I care about is that all of those things don't go over a specific total, which for me is $180. It used to be $300, but I feel like you setting it like, oh, I can spend $300, then you actually spend $300. So I'm trying to cut that down by a lot, and I'm doing good right now. I have $68 left to spend on random things, so I might not spend that, to be completely honest. Children, this is just automatically in there. I did not add this. I probably should delete this. Yeah, I don't have children. My boyfriend just called me. He's about to be here, and I'm in the middle of filming, but my dog is upset. Education, I have student loans, and so I send $54 to that every single month, and then health and wellness. Hi, so today is a different day, and I was really trying to wrap up the end of my video when I was filming last, but as you guys could see, my dog was not having it. Like, if somebody calls, he knows that they're coming to visit me, because I don't really get a lot of calls of, okay, I'm here, okay, bye, see you soon. Like, he associates the phone ringing with me answering it and then kind of moving around my apartment as someone's coming. So then he starts barking in anticipation. So anyways, I couldn't finish filming, but I wanted to, grabbing my laptop, I wanted to go over the rest of my budget. For student loans, I send $54 to the Department of Education every single month. And as I mentioned earlier, I have a video going more in depth on my debt. And for health and wellness, I have an HSA, so my debit card has money on it, and I use that to pay for health and wellness, but I still kind of want a way to track what I'm spending on that credit card, so I do have that in my budget, but most of the time this isn't really money I'm concerned with. My company gives $1,200 every single year to spend, and last year I barely used all of that. And then whenever that starts to get low, I just add more money in myself. Insurance, that's talking about my car insurance. I am gonna shop around for my car insurance again because $178 is ridiculous. I have no tickets. I've never been in a car accident. With my goals here, I'm not sure that this is a realistic amount of savings on top of my investments already, but I'm at least putting it in there so that I have something to make me question why I'm about to swipe or tap my card. The ones that I'm absolutely contributing to right now are for vacation and my Christmas fund, because I did spend, I think, close to $1,000 on Christmas, and I don't want to be stingy with that money. I want to give that to my family and give that to my friends and take the trips and buy like a cute outfit for a Christmas party, whatever. I just don't want to have to think about it when the time comes. I don't want to have to include it in my budget, so I'm saving for it now. For vacation, to build it up, I'm sending at least $470 every month, if not more. For gifts is Christmas, I am saving $130 at least. My hope is that I'll have $200 to save up for a car. My car is a 2013. It has almost 200,000 miles on it. I don't think it's going to last forever. I'm not saving aggressively for a car, but I do want to have that as a priority. And then, like I said, fun money. I really don't need to be saving too much beyond watching what I'm spending on miscellaneous items, and then also my entertainment line in my budget kind of covers random fun things, but I do want to add a little bit of money there every month just in case. And so I have that there, but I don't know that I will actually hit all of those savings, but I will update everyone at the end of the month with a monthly review. I think it's good to do a monthly and a mid and probably upload that, because it's good to see where you are, and you can still fix something that's going poorly midway through. You just have to be aligned and choose a path forward. If anyone has any questions or wants me to go more in depth on something that I talked about, or would like to see anything else, please let me know and I will try to do that. But if not, I'll continue to do things that I think are interesting to watch and make videos that I would want to watch. And I love looking at other people's finances and hearing about what they're doing. And so yeah, that is what I do for my budget. And this likely is not going to change month to month. The travel vacation, that will change month to month because I'm not traveling and going on a vacation every single month. Yeah, most of this is going to stay the same. I hope it stays the same. I might have more in my savings, or I might send more to investments, but that will show up in my monthly reviews. So thank you so much for watching, sticking around. If you've made it this far, I love you. Would love to be your friend, would love to interact with you. But yeah, thank you for tuning in.